Give me 2 minutes, I'll be with you. Woohoo! It's because we're out of this world. Hey, right, here we go. Oh, who's in the house? Who's in the house? Lost the Nomad, welcome, welcome. Big Scouse Jim, welcome, welcome. Jirik Mathalan, welcome. Alright. I think we're waiting for the student to arrive as well. Where is he? He better turn up. Let's see, we are working on this project up here. I'm good, mate, I'm good. Are you good? Or are you bad? Right, we are working on this project here. Delete that, we don't need that. This is the footage. Good, I'm glad you're good as well. Peter Mack, welcome. I know, Peter, but thanks for popping in. We should have some background music, really, shouldn't we? It always helps smooth things along a bit. Let's have a look, see what we've got. Stuff that we can do that we're not going to get done over. Oh, I don't know the login for that. Let's just go on YouTube and go to NCS. See if we can find. Let's find some chill out tunes for background music. Oh, Peter, no, I'm not. I should be, but I'm not. Not unless something happens dramatically to the to my advantage, funding-wise, which I'm waiting for to come in right now. I should be there right now, but I'm not. But plans are afoot to be there for longer than originally expected, so that's good. I'm not sure of these artists in here. How melodic dubstep? What's that like? Oof. We might be able to cope with that for a little while. No, I'm not using OBS. I'm using iPhone 7 Plus for the live stream and a Apple Mac Pro laptop. Yeah, big Scouse Jim. It's I have got OBS. It is down there in the menu somewhere, but I've yet to teach myself that. There's so many other things I'm learning at the moment. First of all, I've used this program tonight to download the footage that I'm editing, and so I found this footage here from this new YouTuber, IUXP4, and they want to know how they can make their footage better. I'll show you the footage. It's like, yeah, I know. So we want to make this better for him, so I'm going to show him how we can do that. I'm not aware of a software package or editing piece of equipment or tool that you could use to make this right, which ideally should be horizontal. Now this footage has come about through filming with your phone vertically, so it's not very appealing. So this is what we're editing. So what I've done is taken the link for this particular video, I've copied it. So you go to here, click share, and it will come up with the options to share it, and I've clicked copy the link. So once I've copied that link, I will go to this piece of software online. I will plonk it into here, click continue. It does unfortunately open up another window, but you can close that immediately because it's spyware, I think. So just close the window that it opens, then you have to click continue again, and it might do that again. So close the window, click continue, and it comes up with the options to download the software, the footage. Now it usually comes in here and selects it as being the maximum it was recorded at, so best leave it at that, 720p, and then just click start and it will convert it. That gives you the length, and then you just click download. Then you go to your editing suite. I'm using Final Cut Pro, and I've imported the footage here, and then I drag that footage down into the timeline at the bottom here, and this is where it ends up. And as you can see, it has the audio attached to it, which we can separate out as well, which we won't for this particular part because there's narration on it, and I think we want to keep in the audio. But I want to copy the whole of the footage down onto it twice into the timeline, so I have two versions, and I won't need the audio for both versions, so I'm going to cut that out. So I'm sure that will save some space, which I will do by going up to the menu, go to go to clip, detach audio, and then you can see it's detached Down here, I will highlight that and then delete. There we go. So what we're looking at doing is making this footage better and more appealing for the audience. It is easy once you know how, and everyone can now slow down this to follow it. So easy, but yeah, it becomes very easy once you do it a few times. So to make this footage look better than it is, a trick that I'm sure you've all seen before is where there's a background stretched version of it at the rear. So for example, we've got the footage twice here, so we've got a duplicate of it, and these are called different layers. Now the one that takes precedent, the one that shows in front of all the other layers, is the one that's at the top. And because we want to create a background to make this footage look better by using the same footage again, stretched, which I'll show you how to do in a minute, we select the footage that's going behind, which is this bottom one. Welcome, welcome, Mr. MW. Michael, how are you, Florida? So what we're going to do is stretch this. Now, once this is highlighted, as you can see by the yellow border, we've clicked on it, so it's highlighted. We're now going to go over to here. I forget what this tool is called, but we're going to click transform. Now this will put little anchors now. All the way around we'll have anchor points. And what we can do is stretch this out. And there you go. And we're going to stretch it to fill the whole screen, and it snaps into place there. Immediately it already looks better, but we won't want to leave it just like that. We can play a bit so you can see what it looks like. Here we go. It already looks better, right? But we're not going to keep it like that because it can be a little bit distracting when you've got the background as a duplicate stretched and it's the same intensity of lighting, so we need to change that. Let's get it on a bit of colour. In fact, we're going to change the colour as well. We're going to enhance the colour. So let's get it where there's some blue or green. Oh, those are blue and green, perfect. So we've stretched out the background, which is this in the time frame here. We highlight it again, and then we should look over here. Let's get you zoomed in over here a bit. On the right hand side, we need to change this setting here. It's at 100% at the moment. Now I'm going to slide this ruler down and you will see this background. Now this is the foreground here. This background starts here on the right, or this is the right part of the background. So you'll watch this fade out. There you go, that's at 0. I usually have it about 12%. There you go, that's about 12.9%. You can have it brighter. So it's personal preference really, it's whatever works. What I would say is, if you want the focal point to be very much, if you really do want the focal point to be on the center, because that's where your main subjects have been filmed, then I would recommend certainly not having it too bright like that, because it will be too much of a distraction with things like this huge plant being, extended over here to the left. So we can reduce it down to reassure ourselves. In fact, it would probably work at, yeah, about 13–14%. I think that works. So if we play that, it's better. It keeps the focus on that, and it takes away to a degree, not fully of course, it takes away to a degree the fact that it's been filmed in a vertical position on the phone. But it's still not the best. So we can do a few more tricks to it just to make it maybe a little bit more appealing on the eye, and not so samey as so many other people do this as a technique. So we can mix it up a little bit, and you know me, I like to do things differently and try new things out. So we'll do that tonight on this as well, especially as I'm actually working on a massive project right at the moment, but I'm waiting on some third parties to get back. So IEXP4 has actually jumped in at the right time and asked for a little bit of help because I needed a break from pulling my hair out today. So this has come at the right moment. We're having a go. I'm not having a... You're having a laugh. I'm having a laugh. I'm not having a go. Right. Let's get back to a bit of greenery and blue, a bit of colour, because I want to change the colour or enhance the colour. I think it was around here somewhere, wasn't it? Yes, look at that. Plenty of different colours in there. We've got our oranges, our greens and our blues. Turquoise blues. So I'm going to zoom in again a little bit. Right. So what I wanted to show you here was to, what did they call it? Is it colour grade it? I can't remember the technical term for it. But what we do is bring you over here so you can see. Right, this is Final Cut Pro. So what we're going to be doing is clicking on this triangle here, and this brings up the color grading chart, and there's loads of things we can change on here. The color itself in different ways, you know, through the different color spectrums, the saturation, exposure elements. There's quite a few things that we can change, and what I tend to do to enhance footage, as a matter of course, regardless of the footage and what equipment's taken the footage as well, is to enhance it a little with this little trick here. This is, I think, called the mid-tone setting, which is the second from the right. And what you do is click on that with your mouse and drag this down, and what you will see is this mid-tones here change. It's on 0% at the moment. I want to get that up to about 15% and see how that works. More than 15% sometimes is a bit too much, and it looks too bright and obvious. So I usually go no higher than 15% unless the recording is very bad. And we keep that at 215, but that tends to change if you're shaking with your mouse. But you can do it manually with the cursor keys as well and adjust it if you can't get it exactly right as you scroll this down. So I'm going to click on that and drag this down, and you will see that I want that to about -15. Now I don't know if you've noticed the difference. Let's have a look. We need to make sure actually we've selected the right. Is it the background we're changing, or is it the foreground? It's the foreground we want to change because that's their focus point as well. So really I should have had that highlighted, and I believe it's applied it to that. So let's just check. Yeah, you can see how it can change. Now, like I said, I want that about 215. At the moment it's at 32%, so we can change that using the cursor keys to get more accurate. There you go, down to 15%, minus 15%, and keep that the same at 215. Can I get it at 215 again? Oh, there it was. There we go. And there's not a great deal of difference, but if I switched it off and then back on again, you'd be able to see. Let's see if I can reset it. There you go. Let's bring it back down to 215, see if you know, to minus 15. It's very subtle, the difference in changing this centerpiece. So they're the two main things I do in terms of making the footage better. So that's duplicating the footage, having it as a background, stretching it out, and then color grading it. The next item you can do to maybe enhance this is to, I was thinking about, well, it's still that telephone box horizontal footage shown because of these lines, these clear lines that we see around the edge. So I like to try and feather those out, or another term might be to blend these edges into the background a bit better. And the way I would normally do it, and there's probably several ways, but this is the one I tend to use, which you may have seen in quite a few recent videos, in fact lately. I go down to here and I click on this one here, and this is my installed effects menu, and to find the effect I'm looking for, I can go through all these different menus and sub-menus, which can take some time, but what I'll do is go down into search, click in there and type VIG, which is short for Vignette, and I've got 3 different versions of Vignette, and you can see the type of effect it'll have depending on which one I apply. And I may have, depends on which one has the most flexibility on changing as well. I tend to use this one. And what I will do, if I want to use this vignette mask, I will click on it and drag it over onto the footage and let go, and it will apply it to the footage, and there we go. Curved edges are a lot more appealing than straight edges, right? Let's zoom into that area a bit better. Oh, no, we won't, because I want to show you how we can adjust it. We will need to now go up to here, so we're not on the color grading. You can see that effects are installed. When they're not, this is what it looks like. When it is in place, that's what it looks like. Now I want to bring the edges out a bit more. It's totally got rid of all of the straight edges, which is great, but I want to bring this out and take advantage of the screen to its fullest effect without showing the straight edges. So now I'm going to change over here, this ruler here. If I slide this ruler up and down, I can change the size of this vignette as so. See, we can zoom right in, right out. If we take it too far out, you can see the edges, see? So I want to bring it in and take off all of the straight edges. It's not too important for the top and bottom because, hey Ron, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Because the top and the bottom are going to have straight edges anyway, because of, obviously it's the top and the bottom. I'm not too concerned about those, but I want it to touch the edges like so. I think that's about right, and that's about 0.63 there. Fall off is, it's almost similar, but it's like the blending of the edges. That's good to have a play about with as well, because you may be able to squeeze a bit more of a better effect out of it by using that. And then you can adjust the X and the Y axis as well, which will enable you to shift it to and fro like that once you've got the vertical sizing right. So there's a few things you can mess about with on this. It's very easy, and if you make a mistake you can just do Control Z, or you can click this undo button here and it will bring that last change back to how it was. Now, so we have gone from this, guys. This is what the original footage looked like. Let's have a look. Boom, boom, boom. The music isn't with this. We'll have a look at the audio in a moment. So this is what the footage looked like. This is what it looks like in full screen. Alright, so we're not happy with that, so we've enhanced it. We've downloaded it. We stuck it into Final Cut Pro. We've duplicated the footage. We've placed it at the rear. We've stretched it out. We've changed the brightness of it. We've then concentrated on the footage above, which is the center part, and we vignetted it. Now this is what it looks like after it's finished thus far. I'd say it's much more appealing. What do you think? Is that a thumbs up? Oh, yeah, that was on cue. Big Scouse Jim thinks it's a thumbs up. It's well better, isn't it? Yeah. So that makes it much more appealing, and that's working on the visuals. We changed the colour, of course, as well for this centre part. So we've done the colour grading, so the colours in all of the mid-tones are more vibrant. Of course, his camera work, you know, he's filming this as an amateur, so there's a lot of areas of that could be improved upon, but just as a piece of raw footage and making it more appealing above those that just go out with a phone and plonk it on YouTube or on Facebook, this is much more appealing. And this is without working on the intro, the outro, the music, and the volume and tonality of the narration as well, which obviously can all be improved upon as well, which is good. And there's loads of things we can do to enhance it, like, so if we were to, it's like, maybe we should pause it on there as part of the footage and zoom in to take a better look. What do you think? Should we do that? We could have the whole of the footage sped up. What is it you want to try? Big Jim, what do you think we should do? Should we pause and zoom into the lovely lady? Would you like that? We can do that. It'll take... Okay, we'll do that zoom. Do you want to zoom in on these buildings, or do you want to zoom in on the lady? The choice is yours. We're doing a collaboration here, guys. What is it you want to zoom in on? Do you want to see somebody's dirty washing hanging out? Dirty washing? Who hangs out there dirty washing? Nobody. It's all clean, isn't it? It's a silly saying. Or the lady, Ron. Oh, Ron's straight in there. But it's only the back of her head, Ron. We don't want to see what she's done with her hair. Okay, let's find something. Oh, hold on. Did we have a sneaky? Oh, look, that's a sneaky. Hey. Oh, the blonde lady. Oh, we've got preference as well now. Look. Okay, let's find her. Oh, here she was. She was there somewhere. Aha. Right, so we want to do this almost frame by frame and get the best shot of her. So she comes into shot there. She looks at the camera. Maybe that's a good one. She doesn't smile. She doesn't. And then she looks away, and I think that was the last of it. Okay, so let's find the bit where she's looking at the camera. And that's it. Make sure we get the... That's another thing to do as well. There could be several frames where she's looking at the camera, but I think there's about 6 frames. Always pick the most clearest frame that you've got. I think it's that one actually. And the reason we're doing that is because when you are zooming in into that frame, it's just going to enhance how unfocused it is. Now, it's not the clearest piece of footage in any case, so we've got to work with the best of the worst that we've got. And I think it may even be, she looks away from it there, but it's slightly clearer there, I think. Hardly any noticeable. It is brighter there, but in fact we could change the exposure of it as well there. That looks... You can see in her cheeks where the camera's trying to cope with the bright background and changing the exposure levels, which is what a lot of cameras might struggle with when you're changing so quickly the brightness in an area. So yeah, top tip, if there's only a few frames, pick out one of the clearest, and I'm inclined to maybe do that. Maybe she's got face powder on anyway, as a lot of them do in Asia. Okay, so now that we've found that as the frame to work with, we're going to go back to the editing, and we're going to find where our cursor is, our current frame indicator, which is down here. Now, one of the difficulties is to work with it when it's such a zoomed out footage, so we need to zoom right into here really, because I want to play around with the frame. First of all, where this red line is where this is currently... Turn the music down a minute. What we'll do now is go up to edit in the menu, and then we will go all the way down to here where it says add freeze frame, and we click that. Boom, there we go. So having done that, what it's now done is given me 4 seconds of freeze frame of that particular frame as part of the footage. Now what has happened though, of course, this top footage now is 4 seconds longer than the background footage, which can cause a little bit of a problem. So what we really need to do is include the freeze frame in the background footage as well, ideally, otherwise it will be mismatched in its continuity as it progresses. But we'll do that as a second point. The first thing we need to do now is to decide if 4 seconds or not is long enough. So let's test it first. We'll do the zoom in a moment. Let's just see. We'll zoom in. There we go. I'm zooming in to the footage. Let's just see if 4 seconds is long enough for that. So we've come back a bit in the time frame, and we'll play it forward so we can see. You'll see the background still move, because we haven't done that yet. There you go. I think 4 seconds is enough. Yeah. So what we'll do now, we'll come back to it, we'll select that freeze frame, and the next thing we shall do with this freeze frame is to, in fact this effect where we're zooming into a freeze frame, I think has been developed by a guy called Ken Burns, because his name's attributed to the effect. So we'll go down here, we've selected the footage already, it's highlighted in yellow, and now we click here and we go to crop. Now crop gives us 3 different options here: to trim, to crop it, because you can cut the picture down, or Ken Burns it. And it's Ken Burns we want to do, because the zoom effect is not just zoomed in picture of her, which we could easily do, but it's not as good. This effect called Ken Burns will actually allow us to have 4 seconds of zooming footage into the subject. So let me bring out what we're doing here. So I've clicked on Ken Burns, and it's given me 2 boxes automatically as a suggestion, and it's saying in green that is the start footage, which is the whole screen, and the red box is saying that's how much zoom you're going to have. This is at the end of 4 seconds, it's going to zoom in that amount. I want to zoom in more than that, and I think you guys want to see a little bit more closer of her. This is how it looks as it's suggested first. Let me show you that. So we go back, play it, and you can see it hardly zooms at all. It's hardly noticeable, given it's only zoomed it in that far. So what we can do with this red box, make sure we've got the red box selected by clicking inside the red box. We can drag this in, and this red cross in the center is the center of the red box, and that represents the center of the screen that you will be seeing when it zooms in. So I want to readjust that, and maybe centering it on her face, and we can do that. And we'll click the box on the edge, on the corner, click it and drag it in. As you can see, it's repositioning the red cross again, but we can grab hold of the box, click and drag, and we can drag it down like that. So if we say, we'll put it bang on her nose. Now that box, as I said, the red box will represent the whole of the screen as it ends up at the end of those 4 seconds. If we're not happy with the 4 seconds, it maybe doesn't work after doing this zoom, or it goes too quickly after zooming in and you're not happy with that, we can extend that zoom so it does it over a longer period, or we can zoom in closer. So there's a number of things we can mess about with afterwards. So let's see how that works now. So we'll go back here and we play it back. Boom. There we go. How's that? Did you like that? Give me the thumbs up if you like that. I've only got 1 thumbs up on the video now. You happy with that, Ron? It's a lot better, eh? Big Jim likes it. Yeah, it's a good run. I use it a hell of a lot actually in my videos. And you can add other things to enhance it. It might be we could add a zoom effect, music to it, or a sound effect. But we must do one thing at a time. Oh, that's another thing, you guys. If you're ever going to use this piece of software, or if you already do it, throughout editing, if you don't make a plan on paper of what it is you want to do, and I hardly ever do that, gosh, 99% of the time I don't, I use this software to put in reminders of what I want to do. And the way you can do that is add a marker. By pressing M, it will put a marker right here. I'll be with you in a minute, Ron. So you can put a marker by pressing M on the timeline here, or on the bottom of the timeline, wherever your red currently now marker is. If you press M, it will put in a marker. And what you can do is double click that marker and it will open up this dialog box, and you can change the color of it to notes, which is the center one, and you can type in there something like, and you've noticed there it's gone orange. You can type something in here now like add a zoom effect sound. Okay, so that's what we'll do in a minute. And that will remind us to, because we've had a cool idea and we want to add that, because it's so easy to have loads of ideas when you're editing and you forget them. I've done it so many times. There are some videos I've just had to stop editing because it would never be produced. It just constantly gets better, enhanced and extended, and all sorts. It goes crazy, and you've got to say enough's enough sometimes just to get that production out, because people have been none the wiser in any case, and usually they just want content from you and are only watching it on their phone anyway. 75% plus of people only watch all of these on their mobile phones, so they're not fully appreciative of the effects that you're putting across in any case, I wouldn't say. So I digress. So what we wanted to do was answer Ron's question here, or comment. Green Army, welcome. No worries. You can always do the replay. Can it be zoomed out in the next section so it's not such a quick change after the end? See, now Ron's been messing about for at least 6 months editing, and you're quite right, Ron. That will enhance it yet further again, and it's a good thing to do as well. Yeah, you can zoom in and out, or you could have it zoom back out just half the way, so it's not so dramatic ending and flicking over to the current footage. And I think that's a better transition. Absolutely, it's a little bit more work, hardly any, and we can do that if you want. Yeah, everybody's using the phone, but saying that, the phones, you know, they're bigger now and the sound is fantastic, and when you've got a really good set of headphones, oh my goodness, it's superb. And I often use my phone to Bluetooth music to my headphones, which are awesome. Bose QC35s, can't stress enough how wonderful they are. I digress. So before we extend the background footage, yeah, the P20, they're nice camera phones in. So before we extend the background footage, what we will do is do this effect Ron suggested, which was to reverse. Let's just do half of this. Just do 2 seconds of it zooming back out after the zooming in finishes. 5 seconds total. 2 seconds zoom in, 1 second freeze. 2 sec. Yeah, Ron. It's a nice suggestion, but I'm not doing that right now for the purpose of this tutorial, which is level 1. But yeah, you're quite right. You can do all sorts and mess about with it, and sometimes it's good just to mess about with the footage, like by pressing the keys and, you know, speeding it up, maybe doing it in reverse. Like you see some people, I don't think there's anyone really walking on here, but you could have them walking forward and then walking back and then adding daft music to it. So it's good to have a mess about. Yeah, like she didn't want to be filmed there. In fact, there was probably some better footage there we could have used to zoom in, but for the purpose of this tutorial, that's fine. She's like, stop filming me. See, that would have been nice smiley one to zoom in on, with the natural ginger strawberry blonde lady. Right, go back to this footage. She looks actually quite concerned there, doesn't she, when she's looking at the camera? That's fine. Okay, so what we was going to do is going to copy half of this footage, and okay, mate, have a good night. Yeah, it's 10 past midnight already for you, I think. Thanks for popping in, appreciate it. So we're going to highlight, is it hashtag or @ Ron? We're going to cut it in half. I only want half of it, so I'm going to copy that half. I'm going to bring the cursor over here, Control V to paste it. It's pasted at the top, but I want it to go in there, so I'm going to drag and drop it into there. I'm going to highlight it, and up here I'm going to have to, no, not up here, down here, I'm going to now have to go into crop and then Ken Burns. That's how it is at the moment. To reverse this, I go up here and click bang, and I think, Ron, that is the quickest way to do it. You just click that and it reverses the two to save you having to do it manually and selecting it. So let's see how it looks now. So we will place the cursor there and play the footage back, see what it looks like. Oh, we don't like that. I'll tell you why that's done that, because we've got this cut here. I'm going to take that cut out, extend it back to, so it did it twice, put that back to 4 seconds. Let's leave it at one of Ron's suggestions, don't have the zoom so long. On 3 seconds now in, and a couple of seconds out. Hey, that looks, well done, Ron, good suggestion. So a much better way of transitioning it. In fact, I should have done that in a recent video. That's much smoother. Perfect, Ron. Of course, Ron, eh? Collaborations. I'll have to credit you now in the titles. Okay. How are we? Alright, we are nearly 1 hour into the edit. And we can go on for hours, you know that. But should we do that? I'll leave it to you guys to decide if we should continue after an hour. But you know me, we've yet to render this as well. Wood can do that at the end. We'll leave that outside of this tutorial. Anyway, we've done the foreground, we've done the zoom, we have done the freeze frame, in and out, and now I want to adopt these into the rear to the background footage. So we're going to get the splicing tool up again by pressing B. We've made sure our snap-on tool is checked, which means it will snap into place there, as you can see. So I haven't got to worry about is it lined up or not. It chose that for me, and we will do the same here. It's the enemy of good enough. That'll do. That'll do you. That'll do you. In fact, I've made the mistake there. I didn't need to do that cut here. So I've taken that cut back out. What I want to do is copy. Ooh, hold on. I want to copy these two pieces here. Highlight them. Press Ctrl C. sure it cursors in now. Control V to paste. It's pasted them in the wrong place, so I'd highlight them both and drag them down. Bang, and there we go. Now, what we could have done is not bothered at all putting any background in until we finished the edit in the foreground, and that's what I would recommend. But given this tutorial is evolving to further points than just making a background and making the foreground more appealing, that would be the thing to do, is to do all your edits on your foreground footage first before making a background, because then you can just copy the whole of the foreground, place it as a background, change the brightness of it and stretch it out, and of course do the color coding of it then after you've copied it, so you've only got the foreground footage as the color enhancement. What did we call that? Color grading, I think it was called. What else do you think we should do to it, Ron? So this is what it looked like. The typical phone footage of yuck, undesirable, and this is what it looks like now. Let's rewind it past that bit actually. That's interesting, isn't it? We do lose the background. Oh. I think what would be better for the background, I'll answer your question in a minute, Ron. Oh, we've also got audio to add to this. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take those backgrounds out, which are a duplicate of the foreground, because they have no impact at all, and I am going to freeze frame the background footage, which is of course what I should have done in the first place. So we're going to go down, add freeze frame, and drag that out to there. Perfect. There we go. Yeah. Right. Do the lower cuts, this is Ron asking a question, do the lower cuts need to be there? Can't that time just be blank? Oh, I see what you mean, what we've just worked on there. It can be blank, so the background is just black or white or any colour we wish, to be fair. But what we're doing is just highlighting really her, aren't we? So the background doesn't distract too much because we've changed the brightness of it. And in fact, for the background, we could even change the brightness, you know, we can bring it even darker just for that background piece. And then this is what it looks like now. Let's have a look. Yeah, but then it flicks into it as like a switch has been switched on. So what we could do is put a cross dissolve into there now, so that wouldn't be so noticeable. Which is a transition effect. Let's see what that does now. Whoa. How about that? It just gets better. Yeah, the background, I think it's better than blank. Hold on a minute, somebody's talking. Don't know who that is. Right, let's get some sound in. Always aiming. Proceed as if success is inevitable. Okay, so we made a little note to ourselves before. Add zoom effect sound. So let's do that. Now you can either add your own sound effects from an MP3 or some other form of audio that you may have found, or you can use the existing library built into Final Cut Pro, and to do that we would need to go here. Let's have a look. To here. So if you click that, you can go to your iTunes and look for everything that's in iTunes, or you can go to photos, or you can go to sound effects. We're in sound effects and we can do a search. We are assuming a zoomed sound will be called as such, zoom. So let's just press Z and see what comes up, and then O, because there's lots of Zs. No, there is no zoom sound. So what could there? Another word for maybe describing zoom could be whoosh. How do you spell that? W-H? O? Hey, look. Oh, how good was that? We've got lots. Right, let's turn this music off in the background. Which was getting a bit annoying, to be frank. I don't know who Frank is, but let's see what these sounds like, these whooshes, because we can do a preview of them. Well, that's quite a... Sounds like my heart rate. Factors to think about when you're choosing your sound effect is the length of the footage that you want to apply to, the effect that you want to have as a result of applying the sound effect, and is it befitting of the footage. For example, I was quite particular when I did a Thai lady running in stilettos on a treadmill once, so I had to make sure it sounded like her falling off, because I had no sound for the footage. So that was a bit difficult, finding the right footage and then applying it. Now, the sound effect was not as long as I would hope it would be for it, but once you have selected your sound effect and applied it to your timeline, you can stretch it out so it is more befitting maybe of the footage that you're applying it to. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. So let's go through them, shall we, and listen to them. Wow. That's at this stage you get carried away with just listening to them all and you forget about what the footage looks like. So I recommend going back to the footage and having a look at what you're trying to apply this to and the speed at which it goes at. Alright. That sounds like a jet flying over. See what this one's like. Too fast. Sounds like something's crashing. Oh my gosh, there's loads of whooshes. Are we gonna... There's some ghostly ones on here as well, like this. Sounds like Darth Vader with an asthma attack. Lasers. Oh, that one's like got a whip. That's a spank. It's like a car driving up a toilet roll funnel. Yeah, that's true. Ron, that's so true. The ghostly one. Yeah, we might have to use that. Ah, interesting. Zoom in. Zoom out. And that is exactly what... It's something you can do anyway by reversing the footage, the sound effect yourself. Sounds like a distant jet. Cool, that's long drawn out. Right, there's that ghostly one. Where was it? Do you like the in and out one, Ron? Yeah. Where is it? That was it. Let's try it. We can just drag it onto there. This is what it sounds like without. We can make it fit. If it doesn't, the in and out one, right? This is what it sounds like going in. It's like 3 times not long enough. So what we can do is stretch that out to fit. Oh, we can't. I thought we could. Oh, yes, we can. Right, the way we stretch that sound out, we go up to the top and we go to, we've got the clip for the sound effect highlighted, then we go up here and we change, and we go to modify, and then we go to real time, and then we go over here to slow. I'm going to put it at 50%. Okay, so now we can see it's stretched it. But now that we've already applied that modification to it, we can click it and stretch it ourselves yet further. Oops. You'll see it's at 36% at the moment. I want to drag it all over actually. There we go. And then I don't know why it's not snapping into place. Snapping into place there. That could be it. Let's try it now, see what it looks like. 3, 2, 1. Perfect, eh? How good are we, Ron? How good are we? Hey, 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 how good are we? Right, now let's use exactly the same sound effect and copy that. We will reverse it instead of using their reversed one, which is actually slightly different. We will click on that, we will go up to the top, we'll click modify, we will go to real time, we'll come across and we will go down to reverse clip and select that. And that's been reversed, as you can see. So now we need to reduce it to fit the time frame because we want to bring it in line with this reduced clip, which is the zoom back out. So let's do that now. We'll drag that to, I think it's about there. Let's have a look. Yes, look at that. See what that looks like. Here we go. Taking it from the top. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Ron, I think we've cracked it. I think we've cracked it, sir. What do you think? How good was that? It is, isn't it? So we could have done all sorts with that if she was saying something like in that other piece of footage. Where was it? I think it was later on, where she was saying, no, 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 don't film me. We could have added a voice in there and zoomed in, and it went, and we could slow the voice down and make it say, oh no, and then speed it up as it comes back out, as if it's pinging back out. Yeah, all sorts we can do. It does take so long because a lot of the time it's just because we keep coming up with ideas and we want to enhance it further and further and further all the time, and it can be addictive, right? Where is RUXP4 anyway? He's supposed to have been. I don't think he's getting my notifications. Can you send him a message for me, Ron? Wake him up. He asked for this. Can you send him a message for me? I'd be much obliged. And while you're doing that, I'm going to play a little bit of music and go and get some refreshment. I need some cordial. He did a simple intro and it took forever. Did it really? I offered to do you an intro in the past. Oh. Right. Excuse me a minute. Let me find some music and then we can leave you with some music for 60 seconds while I go and get a drink. Oh, I'm back. Okay. Sorry about that. I forgot to get a drink before I started. Did you? Thank you, Ron. Appreciate that. Keep watching Green Army. You're only getting better. I noticed that you started changing the thumbnails on your videos. Well done. He's going to have a full-on production before he gets here finished. I will publish this as a completed video as well, so I'll own the rights to it. He owes me another 3 cases of Leo as a result. Alright, let's turn the music off for a moment. It's annoying me actually. Let's take this video from the top, see what he's actually saying in it. If you can hear him, I can hardly hear him when he's talking on his videos. What I think he was doing was, there might have been a little bit of self-consciousness in filming, and I think when you're doing it for the purpose other than just like filming your mates or taking photographs at a wedding or something, you seem to be doing it with a sense of seriousness, and knowing that you can proceed with your filming and photography with a bit more self-consciousness, I think is the word, I'm not sure, or nerves, I don't know what it is, but I think that's the reason maybe why he was very quiet in a lot of his productions. It's not just a case of being closer to the mic or having the mic gain up. I think yeah, on the 90+% of his productions I could hardly hear him. I had to really turn up the volume, and then of course you would get a lot of background noise, which we can try and eliminate as well with this software in a minute to see how well we can make it sound better. Anyway, let's continue a bit more with it. I think we can put some music to this. The sound effects are the loudest thing. We can change the volume of that if we need to. I was talking to him live earlier on. So the reason why it was only a couple of hours ago. He just brings it? Mr. Camera wobbly, 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 wobbly. He's actually narrating there, and you can't hear a word of it. That was it. Yeah, it just wants the whole of his narration taken off of it. What he can do is audio he can re-record his audio on his phone or something and just apply that to the footage afterwards. That's what I would recommend. So what we're going to do is totally eliminate all of the sounds, him mumbling, and all of the background noise off of this video. Totally, we're just going to rip it right out and delete it all, and then we'll add some nice tunes to it. I think it will be 100 times better. It makes a hell of a difference putting the correct music score to it as well. Ron, I use Final Cut Pro. Yeah, this Final Cut Pro I bought after having a few too many red wines, and I purchased it because it's a free download. You can use it for free for 14 days, and then you have the opportunity to pay for it if you want to keep it. And it was $199, I think it was, or 249 bucks, £200. I forget now, actually. It's getting on for £200, and so a few people like use the cracked version of it, or I don't know how that works, and I'm not sure. And I think it's only available for Apple products. I'm not sure if you can use it with Windows. And before that, I did start using iMovie. iMovie was free, if I remember correctly, and iMovie. I thought, well, why get to learn to use a free one if I know it's inevitable that I'm going to probably buy one? So I looked into two. I looked into the Adobe products, and I noticed that you can no longer buy them. You will never own them. You have to buy the rights to use them on a monthly basis or yearly annual subscription, and I'm not having that. Final Cut Pro is a one-off purchase, and you still get free updates with it, and lots of people write plugins which are effects that you can apply to it, and just drag and drop and purchase extra pieces of software should you feel the need to do that. Yeah. Windows 10, yeah. A lot of people use Filmora, don't they? The new intro will be on my new vlog coming out tomorrow. I can't remember the last time I looked at your channel, actually, Ron. I don't remember ever getting any notifications for a long time, actually. I'll have to check my subscription to you. DaVinci Pro, since it's free. I think DaVinci's quite a good product as well, is it not? I think I looked at that at one point. Is it expensive, is it? Ah, okay. You haven't had any... Oh, you haven't had any new vlogs lately, have you not? Yeah. If you're running out of material, just do what Cowboy Ray did and review other people's channels. People seem to like that. And then you can put your take on it. DaVinci, yeah, has a lot of features, does it, on the free one? That's good. Well, there's no harm in you having more than one free editing suite, is there? So by all means download the other free ones and mess about with those and pick and choose which bits you want to use, and then once you've finished editing in one, you can always transfer the whole lot over into the other piece of software if you wanted to and mess about with it in that. So yeah, there's plenty to do and learn with the free stuff out there. Final Cut Pro is absolutely a pro piece of software. In fact, there has been a movie that's gone to the box office now, or certainly has hit the big screen in cinemas, and has been made completely with it being edited and produced within Final Cut Pro. I forget the name of the film now, but it's not a bad film. It's like a Swedish or Finnish film, I think it was. But yeah, it's interesting to know that this piece of kit, which I probably only know not even 5% of how to use it. I should really start. I like to have this rendering really as I progress, because sometimes you can't see the full effect of what you've done until it's rendered it properly. So I'm going to turn on the rendering background render. There we go. It'll start after 2.5 seconds. It starts spinning up here. There we go. Yeah, Ron, I wouldn't bother, to be fair, with what you're using it for and your budget, and there's plenty of free stuff out there, and to get the effect that you want, you know, this Final Cut Pro will just eat into your time. There's so much to learn and ways of doing things, and there's lots of tutorials and free training out there for it, but it's quite, yeah, stick with what you got, learn as much as you want or can with what you have, and then only then can you really decide whether or not it's not enough for you. So yeah, that's what I would do. I just go a bit mad. If I want something bad enough, I get it, and you know, try not to regret it afterwards. So, but I'm glad to say the total amount that YouTube has made has now paid for this piece of software. Now I've just got to get it to pay for the drone, all the camera equipment and accessories before I even consider it paying it for my time, which I'm very expensive, so that it'd be difficult for YouTube to pay for my time. LLL 555 music. Ah yes, right, let's get rid of the sound out of all of this. So I'm zooming out. You're welcome, Green Army. You're welcome. You're welcome. If I do Control A, highlight all of the scenes, I wonder if I can detach all of the audio by doing that in one go. Let's have a look, and I'll come back to you, Ron, in a minute. Detach audio. Right, yeah, all the audio has been detached. So I'm going to highlight the two, because I want to keep the sound effect in. So that's the audio of Don talking and background noise, which, by the way, we can enhance by just dragging this up. Can you see the decibel? If I click on that, I can drag it up. That's the loudest. You can just hear him. He's still mumbling, and that's at full volume on the production at 12 decibels. Now it's just going to enhance all the noise, all the background noise. But what I could do, oops, a daisy, excuse me, what I could do is go over to this section here and start fiddling about and try and enhance the sound. But I think because he's so quiet, it's going to be so difficult. Let's have a look. We can go to effects here, and we can go to audio. You're welcome, Green Army, you're welcome. And we can change like the voice. We could even give him an alien voice. We can do all sorts. So, but I'm not even going to bother, because it's just too quiet, and there's a lot of background noise that would need to be eliminated. So the audio would be best, as I say, he would be best to just re-record the audio and reapply it to the footage, in my opinion, rather than try and tidy that up. It's quicker not to do it. So but really now we should be thinking about adding music to it. I have got some audio files already, but these are way too dramatic. Dramatic music. Yeah, we don't want that, so we're going to find some music in a moment, a good music score for it. And the mood is light, the colours are okay, and having a little bit of a tour of the swimming pool area, so we'll find something that's appropriate music wise that we can apply to it. We won't have it fast, we won't have it loud, maybe, I don't know, we'll think about what we might be able to put to it in a minute. Right, what was Ron saying? There is a vlogger with good vids. He gets into more of the professional aspects though. I need to check his earlier vids. Yeah, there's a couple of really good people out there that can give you some, with any of the software actually, whether it's Filmora, DaVinci Pro, on YouTube, Ron, as you know, there's lots of people that will have done already tutorials. It's like this one I'm giving now. It really warrants chopping up into, you know, once this live stream's finished, I can then edit this video down into different sections and create different tutorials just from this one, because there's a number of things we've covered in here. Yeah, some really good YouTubers out there that that's given some great training, and they've filmed their screen a lot better than I am here. Yeah, Ron, you're right, the audio is difficult to work, and with audio, what I found is as well is when you are, I was going to say it's a very personal thing. It is and it isn't. What I'm trying to convey here is the mood at which the person who's editing the footage is in. I think that very much has it does, certainly in my case, quite a big impact on the style of music I would use and or be looking for because of the mood that I'm currently in. So you really have to put yourself in the shoes of not just your audience, but how you want your audience to feel. And I think I've covered this in another video before, while they are watching the footage. So it is really good to look at, even if you've got good sound with the footage that you're working with already, and you're going to be keeping that, but if you still want to apply music or music to it in some way, even if it's background music, I think it's important to look at the footage without any sound or music switched on first. That's quite good. It's like a bit of a blank canvas for you to work with, and it also then forces you into thinking, oh, how or what is it I could apply to that scene? What is that scene telling the audience, the viewer? What message do I want to convey with that footage, if it's more of a message that you want to give to someone rather than just entertain them with the footage that's taken. So there's a few elements to consider when you are looking at applying the right music score, right? Now, music really does convey massive, or certainly in a lot of people, conveys and conjures up quite an emotional response maybe. So if you are trying to complement the footage with a feeling that you want to either convey or for people to have whilst they're watching it at that type of level, you know, if you really want to get deep into it, then yeah, it's quite important to think about what you choose. Now, I am doing a separate video on this, which I tried to do Friday last week, but I had a charging problem last week, and I just didn't feel it was going my way at all last week. So with that hardware failure, I cancelled the live stream, but I will be doing more of an in-depth tutorial on choosing the right music score for certain, because I am working with a top YouTuber that covers the whole of Southeast Asia, mainly Thailand, and on a production with and for them at the moment, and with the more importantly is the company that I'm working with to provide the music for is very good. They've got a fantastic database on how you choose. I think I've posted their link on Facebook already, whereby you can choose the mood or the genre, and they've categorized the music very well, so it's very easy to choose your music score for your footage. So that's worth checking out the Facebook page for that. Anyway, I digress. What was we doing? Was we reading your comments? Let's put a bit of background music on again. I do like my music. But I'm not sure if I'm liking what's being played on here at the moment. Have I lost everybody? Oh my goodness. We've got one person left. My dulcet tones up, but everybody off. Right, let's see what messages I've got. Bear with me. Yeah, playing poker. Excellent. I'm just checking my messages because I'm waiting for a couple of companies to get back to me. And I've been using Facebook to communicate with them. No, they've acknowledged that they've seen my messages, but they've... Oh yeah, one of them's come back to me. Oh, what a pain. Okay. Yes, Ron, how long do you think you're going to be coming back for? A month or two? I know it's not till the end of the year. That's the plan, but... Oh, I'm enjoying this. Blackcurrant and apple cordial. Refreshing. Okay. We're going to add music to this. Oh, excellent. Yeah, so I suspect you've already been told, Ron, to apply at immigration where you're at in America for 60 days, and then you extend it for 30 days once you're here, right? It'd be like your practice run to moving here if you choose to move to Thailand one day, eh? Once you get to the last month, a few 3 months, that'll go really quick as well. It'll go like within a week. It'll go super fast. It's funny how it's only showing one person is watching, but yet there's definitely two of you there. Green Army and yourself. Okay, so let's think about music. Yeah, Ron, it does go so quick. Okay, how do I find this music? Oh. Oh, here we go. Ooh, we're going to have 2 tutorials in one tonight. Well, it's probably been about half a dozen. Alright, let's stop this for a minute. Okay, so I'll put the link in the description after, but if you go to Facebook you'll learn about this company. I've put the link in Facebook. And this web page is very much, ignore that name because it's not that, that's just a new product that they have. This is a massive database of artists where you are given the lifetime licensing to use their music upon purchasing a subscription. I'm sure they have a free subscription period or a money back guarantee for it, and this isn't for everybody. This is I think it works out $60, $59 US per annum, and should you refer 10 people to it that subscribe, then you are given a subscription regardless of whether or not they stay as subscribers. Your subscription is for life, for free. In addition to that, just one subscriber signing up that you've referred to, they are given an extra 2 months for free, and so are you as the referrer. Now, what they also offer is the ability, as part of your subscription, is to download 40 tracks per day. So in essence you are given 2,400 extra tracks as a result of subscribing through the link. So that's the advantage of, you know, subscribing through the link that I've provided on Facebook. You're getting an extra 2 months, and so am I as the account holder stroke user of this account. But this, I'll take you through a little bit of a tour of this, and what we can decide together is the music score to use for RUXP4's footage for the pool. As we know, it's not the best footage. That's, you know, I wasn't expecting anything else or anything fan-dabby-dozy, but we've decided to eliminate completely all of the sound and narration to it, and we're going to replace it with a music score. So that's what we're going to do next. So Ron, you want to visit northern Thailand, Vietnam, and maybe Cambodia, as well as Bangkok, Pattaya, Hua Hin, and Siem. Oh my goodness! So yeah, that's a nice trip to plan. Wow. Yeah. And of course, trying to avoid Chiang Mai, right up north. I know Chiang Rai is more northern, I believe, but Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai area from the burning season in the new year, try and avoid it then, because it is bad. I've been up there that way anyway. Excuse me. So what let's get a bit of a tour of this then. This is a company called Artlist, ARTLIST.io, and let's take a little bit of a tour of it. What we can do is, let's go to, I think this is the main menu, And over here on the left, there are different ways in which we can pick the style of music that we want for this. So we can choose by mood, the mood. Let's zoom into this section actually. And there are some similar things here, like uplifting and happy could be similar. So carefree, love, playful, hopeful, peaceful, serious, dramatic, angry, tense, sad and scary and dark. And that's just the mood. And when we click on that, which we will do in a minute, it will give us a selection. I think someone's just fallen out of bed next door. I can hear something. And then over here we've also got the video theme. So if we clicked on video theme, we'd have another separate menu come up, and we can see here we've got different sections. Say it's the video film is about food, so you might be doing a food review or a restaurant review or something like that. And then you can click that and it will come up with suggested music scores for that video theme. People, education, weddings, vlogging, road trips, travel, sport, fitness, lifestyle, building, city, nightlife, loads of different subcategories within video theme. And then there's genre, we've all heard of genre, and there's loads there. R&B, reggae, country, funky and groovy. So if you have a particular genre that you really want, then you can select it by genre. And then there's instrument as well. Maybe it's a piano piece that you're looking for, or vocal, electronic drums, acoustic drums, percussion, strings, bells, claps and snaps. I'm not sure. Our spotlight is more of artists that have got collections or are being featured, which we won't look at right now because there's no need to for this purpose. So let's go back to mood. We click mood and then we get this subcategory come up here, and then we can choose any of these categories as we please. So let's say, I don't know, playful mood maybe, carefree, happy, uplifting. I'm not trying to increase people's uplifting mood, I don't think. Maybe he was happy, so let's click happy. Now we've selected happy, we can add additional moods as well. So music scores that people have produced will feature, they select what they wanted to convey with their music, and they apply these. So some of them will apply maybe a powerful happy mood. So we've just got happy highlighted first, and if you look up at the top, it will have happy in there. So absolutely, now what we can do, Green Army, is say, yeah, our audience, for example, because you know your audience very well, loves country music, all right? Or you may have seen from the demographics within YouTube, for example, that your audience comes from a country that loves country music, right? And are big in that area. So absolutely, once we've got happy selected, we can then go over to genre, and we can then select country. There we go. And now we have happy and country selected. Now we don't have to go and look for any of the music scores because they are automatically filtered for us and then placed over here. Is the picture clear enough for you? Because on my screen on the phone, it doesn't look very clear, but I've noticed when I've played it, the footage back afterwards, it's very clear. So what is it like for you guys? Do you think the lens needs cleaning, or is it just me? Yeah, check out the link in the Facebook, Ron. You'll see it in my post from last week on Facebook. It's nice and clear. Okay, good. So it's already selected the tracks that I'll be fitting of the two selections we've made already, which is happy music and country. You know, we could continue and select the instrument as well if we wanted to, and the video theme. But these are the two selections we've made so far, so it's made a selection for us based on those two already. And over here you will see that there is like the sound waves for that particular track. So what we can do, okay, Green Army, great, it's okay for you. I can make it a bit brighter on here as well. What we can do, we can skim through this to see if we like it or not before we even decide to download the track. Or we can play it full from the beginning here. For example, we click this one now. Yep, it's definitely happy music, right? It sounds like country. Yeah, it's also down here. You can press the space bar to stop and start it. And you can skip. You can see when it's maybe quiet and louder, and you can just skip to these points. Yeah, and that's not a track that I wouldn't use for that footage for sure. So you can see how quickly it's quicker to choose the right track for your footage. And what I found is that for 60 bucks, the amount of time it could save you, when you think about it, it's probably more than worth that, right? And then you obviously share it with others, that as we are now, and if they're interested in it, they may take it up as well, and who knows. Anyway, it's just another great tool I found. I didn't give it that much credibility is not the word, credence is not the word. It wasn't until I really got into it to seeing how well it's put together, and you know, a bit optimistic at first I was, I think a little bit, or was it skeptical? It's getting late. It's only as good really as well as the content really. If they've got to really push hard to get artists on board, right? You're not going to find Madonna and Bruce Springsteen on here. And certainly there's no tracks on here from Dolly Parton, but you're going to have some really good professional artists on here for sure. And they've chosen this as one of their platforms to offer their wares, for which you get the license for life, and you get it, the music license per track emailed to you as well, so you get a copy of that. And even after your subscription has lapsed, or you choose to cancel after maybe a month or two of having it, you've got that license and that track for the rest of your life. You don't lose it, and there's no royalties to pay either. That's another important thing to note, is you're not paying any royalties at all for once you've subscribed to this site and you've downloaded the track. So that was one of the tracks. Let's have a listen to a couple of others. That may be a bit too fast paced for the footage. That's something to bear in mind, and that's something you can change as well on here, which I'll show you in a moment. No, it's not $200 a year. It's $60, Ron. $200 a year. I don't know what that's for. Final Cut Pro is $200 to purchase, or $250 to purchase outright. One-off fee. I was mistaken if I said $200 a year. This is only $60. $60 per year. But again, it's, you know, it's not. This is not for everybody. This is not for people who are hobbyists, producers. This is more of the hobbyist come amateur pro, if you like, videographer maybe, who's pumping out productions on a regular basis. Then it really, you know, warrants having something like this maybe. Or you just want to have easy access and quick access, and a quicker way of accessing the correct music score. I guess it's for people like that as well. Now, one of the things was it $16.60? Are you sure? I'll have to check. $16. Hold on. So if it's $16.60 per month, divide that by 30 times 30 days in a month, say, times that by 40 tracks, which is just 1,200 tracks a month. $16.60 divided by 1,200. I'm just trying to get the lowest common. Alright, so it's, yeah, let's call it 2 cents per track. But you've got the license to use how you wish for the rest of your life. If you wanted to download 40 tracks a day, that is. That's what you've got access to anyway. But I don't recall it being that much. I'd have to check. So the other thing is to, let's say, for example, that track. Yeah, it's a shame you can't buy it. Each track has some. That could be a good suggestion for the company, actually, if they sold the tracks licensing on an individual basis. But I guess the price then would reflect quite a difference, and it'd probably work out every, I don't know, maybe buy 5 tracks and you could have paid for your subscription, maybe, I don't know. Or they could do it like that, maybe, you know, buy 5 subscriptions, buy 5 tracks for this price and get 6 months subscription for free. Or that might be a better way of doing it. Maybe there should be some other plans on there. Anyway, forget about the pricing for now. It's all about how does this work. So I'm feeling this is a bit too fast tempo. Hey Thunder, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Sorry I didn't see you come in the chat there. So this track I feel is a little bit up tempo, which gives me a good opportunity really now. Given that we've chosen all of these, well, it's chosen for us, all of the tracks based on happy mood and country style music. If we're deciding, oh, that second track was a bit too fast, right? The tempo's too fast. If we go up here, we can then change and select medium tempos. Now that fast tempo, I thought it was fast. It's called Empty Promises. Let's see if that disappears if I click medium. It has, so that was pretty fast. So now we've got a medium and below, or is it just medium tracks? I don't know. I think we've selected just medium. So these are the medium tempo tracks. you picked to find time to leave me, Lucille. I'm going to get copyright strike now, aren't I? Right. So that's medium tempo. Is it medium or is it more of a low tempo? Oh, look, there's only one track for Happy Country. That's definitely Barnyard Waltz, isn't it, right? She ain't all there to leave us. So that's Happy Country, low tempo. There's a lot more mediums and highs. Let's just put high in. Yeah, there's a few high ones. Oh, there's pages. So these are all fast. Yeah, that's definitely riding down Route 66 or somewhere, eh? Or on a motorbike, flying through the hills. I think medium is where we're at. Okay, one more other point to point out. Before we choose a track for his footage, something else here I want to point out, which was quite handy to know, is obviously there's duration up here. You can see that. We've also got this little microphone button here. If we click that, if we click this microphone here, okay, so what that will give us now are all tracks that are instrumental. There's no vocals at all. What he would like is Jimi Hendrix. That's not happening. YouTube are not having any of that. Of course he'd like Jimi Hendrix. So I've just reselected the microphone so we're not eliminating it, and then straight away you can see it's inserted tracks that have got vocals, and that's indicated by this microphone next to the track. Yeah, but I'm not looking for vocals. I don't think I'm looking for... Oh, that's the other thing we could also do. By going up here, you can click in here and do a search on anything. So we could call it, I don't know, swimming. There's a swimming pool, so let's put swimming in there. Let's see what comes up. Bang. Everything appropriate for swimming in some way. Weird. Ooh. It's got weird sound effects in that one. There's a lot by this lady. We could even type in the country. Where was he? Cambodia. Let's do that. or Asian. Ah. Green Army, does he like country and western music as well? Sounds like frogs. I like the instruments. Satir. But they've not got that on there. No. What's the video theme? Let's have a look. Road trip, travel, road trip. Just you, Green Army. I've been going down to Cambodia. Find myself a mute girlfriend. Take her to the rooftop pool and have me a Cambodian beer like a smooth. Drink that beer until it hits back my throat and stick a ring of rope around. Birds of prey. Let's go back to country. Let's choose a country track to use. Let's do it. I'm getting carried away. Is there any Waylon Jennings on here? Caledonia. It's not very country, it's more folky. Out of the blue, so it sounds like. Here we go. This one's called In My Ears, very apt. We can favourite these as well over here and do a short list if we wanted to. You just have to mess about. And so much choice. Upbeat Cowboy, what's this one? And then we could have it stop there, zoom into her and zoom back out, and then continue. Right, I think we found the track. It's called Upbeat Cowboy by the Young Rich Pixies. So I'm going to add that to the cart, and I might have to put a password in, so I'm just going to plonk you down there for a minute. Let's see if I have to do that or not. Go to checkout. Download. Sign in. Right, it's downloading. Yeah, simple as that. Done. So now what I'm going to do is go back to the program, go to my download folder, import that track. Done. We are back to editing the movie. The movie. The blockbuster. Ba 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 ba. Oh, excuse me if you have a stomach grumbling then. So we have Upbeat Cowboy, and we are going to bang in, and that's something else to consider as well. Whereabouts do we place the sound of the music? Where have I put it first? Here we go, Upbeat Cowboy. So I'm going to drag it onto the footage. I think I wanted it to start about there. Yeah, so I need to zoom in. So what I'm doing is zooming in to the timeline to make it easier to edit. And the music, zoom back out again in a minute. Oh yeah, there it is. It needs to, and that, what I'm doing here is lining up where it goes quiet. I'm going to cut the music score there because that's when it zooms in and the sound effects comes in. So I shall put the blade, the blade cutting tool on by pressing B, cut it there, and then go back to A to select the score, and then drag what I've just cut away from that and place it at the end of the sound effects. So let's see how that sounds. See if I've cut it right. I'm not happy with it. It's nearly there, but the sound effect doesn't come in as quick as I wanted it to. It comes in at the right place, so what I've got to do really is extend the music out maybe a bit further into it, just a little bit, see if this works. And what I like to do as well is to overlay music with it going in and out. Having been a DJ before, of course, when you're mixing tracks, you're literally mixing them so they cross over, right? They blend with each other. Crossfade, as they call it. So what we'll do is crossfade this a little bit. So I'm dragging the music score over the sound effect, which dissipates, and this will be coming in because it's quiet, the music, as it comes back in. So that will sound better. And we want to do it even more because I'll zoom into it a bit more. If we bring it to about there. I'm still not happy with, so you can see, let's have a look. That's better for you. I'm still not happy with the beginning, but we'll come back to that in a minute. We're working on the re-entry. Oh yeah, that's happening. I'm having orgasmatrons over that now, so that works for me. 99% correct, that end bit. Now this beginning bit, let's enhance this bit. The music cuts off too quick, or should it be extended a bit further into it? Let's try that first before, because what I was thinking of doing, you can grab hold of this handle on here and you can have it fade away like this. I'll show you as an example. That pretty works as well. But I'm going to take off that fade for a minute, see if it works better without that. No, it definitely needs a fade off because it cuts off too quick for me, too abruptly. Maybe it doesn't need to fade out so much. Let's try that. Yeah. Well happy with the re-entry and the entry point. I'm more than 90% happy, so that will do for it. Gosh, this is not going to be any masterpiece for any length of time. Are you still there, Green Army? Because I've frightened everybody away now, according to the stats. Let's have a look. Oh, it says it's 2 watching on here. Oh yeah, it's come back with 2. Weird. that's the thumbnail I used, was it? Answers on a postcard. Who's that character? Doobie 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 doo, doobie 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 doo. Who was we? Oh yeah, Final Cut Pro. So, now the only thing that concerns me is we have got this big gap at the beginning where there's new music, and we've got all this at the end, which comes after the end of the footage. So let's see what we've got here. Well, we need an outro, don't we? So that's, say, 10-15 seconds, and then we need to leave 20 seconds for the end screens to come up to entice people to pick some other videos to choose at the end of this video. But at the moment we've got how much? A whole minute. We can shorten that. We can shorten that because this section here is very much repetitive anyway. We could cleverly cut it down and then have it fade naturally like that. Yeah, we could do that. First of all, let's cut it there for the moment, because I want this blank here. I want to manipulate that down to 20 seconds. So I've got that for my guide as to the end screen, and I need an outro or credits really at the end. So let's put that in for him as well. We might as well complete the whole of the production for him to a degree. So we go to new, edit, rather, we need to go to edit and insert title. I'll drag that title in there, and we need to type what message do we want to say. So we are going to come up here. And we're going to say something on the lines of thanks for watching, or something like that, right? You're not playing for real money though, are you, Ron? You said you wasn't before, and then in another stream I'm sure you said you was playing for minimal money, but I thought it was paper money, you said. Choosing the font. What font do we want to use? Something that looks a bit foreign looking. Look, I've even typed your name wrong because I'm talking to you. I don't know why I did that. Oh, I do know why, I've just said. There's so many fonts on this, it's ridiculous. Mind you, I have had hundreds of other ones, well, I say hundreds, dozens of dozens of extra ones installed on this laptop. Yeah, that looks happy. Yeah, I like that. Poster board, that's called. I have to remember that. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. What else should we say, Ron? What sort of message should we end with? Still here, Green Army, well done. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please subscribe for let's put something humorous. Be right back. Oh God, I could do with a nice coffee now run, but it's really too late to be drinking coffee for me. I feel as if I could stay up though another 4 hours. It's crazy. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more of my bullshit efforts. I don't know, what should we call it? It's not very nice, is it? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. It will make me all fuzzy inside. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. 4:20 out. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for fun and frolics. I'm going to have to change that colour though. I'm not liking it in white. Let's get some background music. Ooh. Let's listen to Upbeat Cowboy. I'm liking that colour. Shiny. Should we make it glow for him? Let's put a glint on it. I keep forgetting to use this effect called glint. I like it. Not many people have got this effect. Oh, where is it? Way. I just need to change the effect. Exposure. Or is it tint? Glint size. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. I just thought something else we could do. We could put a background picture on it and make it too busy. What's this? Whoa, we can really make it streaky. Glint softness. Wow, hey, look at that. Sparkly. Glow amount. Wow, there's so much you can do with this. Intensity. Colour fringing. Oh yeah, oh no, that makes it double vision. What's this mix? It doesn't really do anything. Okay, I'm happy with that. See what it looks like on the big screen. Turn the sound off for a minute. Yeah, but I don't want it just coming in like that. We need it fading in. So we're going to put transition in now. What we got here? Oh yeah, should we do that? We want this footage fading out. That's what we need. Let's do that first. Oh no, it's messed that up. Okay, let's have this footage fading out. We don't want it just stopping. Dissolve it. Dissolve transition there. And on the background. I think that does it. Yeah, that will do, I think. Why has that gone like that? Hold on. I think that's it. Yes, that's it. Like and share, like and share. Yeah, we need to add that. Please subscribe for fun and frolics. And don't forget to like and share. Yeah. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. We cross dissolve it. Should we cross dissolve it? Yeah, we'll cross dissolve it in the centre there. Yeah. We'll reduce that to just 3 seconds. And we'll fade it out as well. Cool. Now we need some music for the first. How long do we want the music for? Let's have a look. We want the music for... Oh, you're still smoking away, what brand of cigarettes do you prefer, Ron? I bet you're just not a drinking partner with Simon. I bet you was a smoking partner then as well. Let's have a look. Only 46 seconds, okay. The cheapest ones. Yeah, the old fan in the computer's kicked up now because it's having to cool down the internals. It does that when it's rendering. It's a bit dramatic. Before the flag, what's that sound like? A bit dramatic. Oh, this is the download history. We don't want that. Right, what we want is, believe it or not, I haven't had any alcohol since I got back. I left for Thailand 1 year ago today. Oh, was it really today? Oh, you left to go there. My gosh, that's gone really quick, hasn't it? Bad. I don't know why I'm just typing in the word sunshine. I'm going to type the word Thailand in and see what comes up. Oh, it's in there. Yeah, roads in Thailand. It's a track. I think we need to use that, even though the footage was filmed in Cambodia. Oh, it's an acoustic track. No, I don't think it's very befitting. I don't know. In fact, I have got some time music somewhere. Bear with me a moment. I'll just do a search for it. I quite like it actually, and I don't think we will get a copyright strike from it. Let's have a look, see if we can find it. It's in my download somewhere. Since I'm on a fixed income, I usually buy the cheapest of everything. A true cheap Charlie. Yeah, you don't always have to buy the cheapest if you make a saving somewhere else though, eh? But if you're happy with the cheapest, don't matter, does it? Serves a purpose. Right, I'm slowly scanning through my downloads, and I should be able to find it pretty quickly because I've left it in Thai writing as the name of the track. So, gosh, I download too much. I must go start deleting some of this stuff in here. Is this in date order? Yeah. There's always got to be a few exceptions. You got to feel as if you're having a treat as well, rather than just surviving on stuff. Have that treat now and again, eh? Here we go. I found the Thai music. If I put it in there, yeah, I've got quite half a dozen tracks or so. Right, let's play. Maybe not that one. No. Uplifting, happy. Maybe that one. I'm going to try a couple more. Oh, I don't think so. Oh, a lady singing. Come on. What's this? One more. That's good for slow-mo footage. Maybe we should do that with the beginning of some of his footage. That's an idea. Yeah, I'm going to use this track because I like that track. Okay, so I've added it in, boys. I've added it in. Whee. Ah, we'll make it pop when she does that. Yeah. Right, this is where let's get busy. We've got to do an intro yet as well. Right, we're going to put some markers in where it goes boom, boom, boom. Right, so what we're going to do, we are going to make it pop there, and we're going to make it pop, zoom in a bit, here. So what do I mean by that? In fact, let's change that, that should be there. So we want it to pop there. To make it pop, we can put a, instead of doing a zoom, we'll do a transition pop. It's not called transition pop, it's just to make the image pop. And we will use, we might use that, boom. See what that does. Nothing. It had absolutely no effect at all, and I don't know why. I wonder if it needs to have another break in there. Oh, hello. It's applied it this time. It's far too long. Let's try that. Oh, that didn't do anything. We'll wait for it to render that. Here we go. It's done. Yes. Did you see that? Oh my gosh. I'm liking it. Let's do it again. Stick it in there. Oh, this is a longer one. Let's see how that works. Ah, you know what we can do there? Where it all goes a bit slow. We can make it like swimmy sort of memory visualization style swirly imagery. Let's stop. How long does it go on for? A few seconds. It starts about there. And it finishes, let's find out. That's when the footage definitely needs to be back to normal speed. singing, which is there, that's when. It should go back to normal. So, where's the memory? Not that one. So it's not the memory zoom in or out. It's an effect called, I think it's called wave. Yeah, I think that might be it. I'm not sure. Let's try it. Ooh. No, that's definitely not it. Is it heat wave maybe? No, it's not heat wave. Is it glass? So many on here. It's trying to remember the names of the effects to find them quicker rather than to trawl through them all. It's definitely a video one, so let's click on all video. Oh, that's what I'm having to do though. I think it might be memory again. Let's put memory in. Oh, what's this? No, that's not it. I don't think it is anyway. No, that's more of a reflecting on the past and changing the colouring. It's not that. Oh, what the hell was it called? I thought it was wave. Oh, here we go. Underwater one. It's not that. It's not water pain. Although that could be used at the scene of the swimming pool area. It looks like it's raining. Good for song crab. Right, it's definitely this one here. It's called Underwater. But we need to change the intensity of it. It's just way too much. And we may need to do it on the background as well. Is it the speed or refraction? I think it's refraction. A bit more than that. It's definitely refraction that we're changing. Let's render, let it render, finish. See these dots here? That tells you the parts that have not been rendered, and when they disappear, you know that's been rendered. We could do it a second time actually. Yeah. We could do it twice. We can do it here as well. Yeah. I do like this singer. It's that bit there, isn't it? And what intensity did we have that one on? Is it that one? So we had it at 28 refraction. So we want that on the same because we were happy with that. 28. 27. Just getting it right with the mouse. 28, there we go. thing I want to do is to have it in slow-mo up to a certain point. So we turn this, well, it's already over 3.5 minutes long, this video, so maybe it doesn't need it, but the music at the beginning is more befitting of slow-mo, I think. We've got the cowboy music coming in there though, haven't we? The country and western. Right, so we need to cut her out. We're going to fade her out. We're going to fade her out. See if it blends, I doubt. But we'll see if it blends in. This cowboy. So we crossfade, zoom, fade out the singing from her. See if cowboy comes in. Yeah, good. It's not too much then. In your face. Thai music. Yeah, that's cool. I think he's going to be chuffed with this. How to make a shite movie not so shite. I'm happy with it. Now, what we can do is surprise him with an intro to it. This is our outro, which we need to. We need to cut the music, don't we, at the end of here? This is where it needs to start fading out. I think we can just cut it right here. Whoops. I'm going to take a chance and cut it there, and I am cutting it there, and I'm going to take out all of that wallop. I think that's about right. 17. Can extend it a bit more maybe. Let's give it 21 seconds there. See if this works. Right, what we can do, it doesn't work fully, so what we do is fade it in. We crossfade it. Yeah, hardly notice. Good. And that needs to be 20 seconds. That's fine. That's cool. Happy with that. Happy with that ending. Happy, happy, happy. Now we need to do an intro. And I would like to have had the intro music, that music that we're playing now, come in before the actual footage that he filmed. Oh, sugar. But now I've edited it already, and I've changed the footage to the beat. That's going to be difficult. What could we do there? Let me think. We can have some daft intro music just for 10-15 seconds. That's what we can do. Completely different music, maybe. Throw everybody off guard. Or have some daft narration from some famous star or something introducing his wonderful video. What do you think? I don't know. Anyway, we need to put some intro text, so let's get that on the roll. And to do that, we shall just copy the outro box to save reinventing the wheel, and we'll copy that and dump that in the beginning as a copy. Boom. And right, guys, I need help choosing a title for the video as well. I'm flagging here. What's the time? 2:15 in the morning. It is now 8:15 in the morning in Thailand. I need to look for messages. Bear with me a moment. See if these companies have come back to me. Have they woken up yet? Doopy doopy doo, doo 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 doo. I have, thanks for your message. For immediate assistance, email this. I've emailed you already. Okay, let's check for email responses and refresh. Going to the correct email account would help. Let's go to that one and select that password, enter. Yes, I've got a response. Thank you for your response. We will review and come back to you shortly. Hi Tastic, your request number has been marked as solved. Is it really? I don't remember receiving any salvation. Please reply to this email or click this link if you have any. Look at. You must be approved on a campaign to get your tracking links. As you currently. It's got one of them. Right, at least I know what I've got to do now. Okay. Yeah, got to chase them up. Cool. We're good. We're good to go. We're good to go. We have made a bit of progress and learned something new, which is good. Which is good as long as we're learning. Right. Ron, are you playing poker? What are you doing? I'm looking for a title for this video. Ping pong poker. No, it's a pool in Cambodia. Am I GF in Cambodia? Happy pizza around the pool. Happy pizza around the pool time. Are you working on supper? What time is supper? What time do you have supper? After 9 p.m. Is it like a snack or is it a full-on dinner? Is it a full-on meal? Supper. Supper, yeah, it's like a little pre-bedtime small snack meal. The Last Supper. Right, I'm glad you can still hear me because I feel as if I'm whispering. Well, it's 8:20 p.m. A full-on supper. I need to go to bed soon, I think. When I start making silly mistakes or it takes too long to make a decision, then it's time. It's time to listen to my body. I do like a bit of Thai music though. Let's play that again. I reckon we can make it pop there at the beginning as well with those drums. Or is it too much? Oh, excuse me. Yawning. Could be a skip cut, that could be, but the footage doesn't warrant. This is infinity pause. No, it doesn't warrant having anything else specially done to it. I think we've done enough. We just got to give it a title and a little bit of a funny intro music or narration. So I'm thinking Pool Frolics or something like that. Pool Frolicking Fun. I can't even spell. Paul, excuse me, Paul Frolicky. That's not how you spell it. How do you spell it? Maybe Paul Frolics and Fun. Just call it that. I haven't got a clue how you. That was you. Now we need to put something at the beginning of it now. I wonder what I've got under sounds. Let's have a look. I know what we can do. We can surprise him. Alright, bear with me a minute. Just going to do pinch something. Sorry, mate. Can you hear me? Yawning away. Should we get a copy right now? I'm going to copy the first. I'm going to chance it with the first 10 seconds, see if we get away with that. I doubt it. But we're going to try. He'll know where it's come from. I should bang Tastic all over this as well, shouldn't I, really? I need to do that. Oh, Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. I think I might listen to that and fall asleep to that tonight. What am I doing? See, I'm thinking too much. Copy, link, MP3 it. I only want the first few seconds. I don't want to use that for that. Use that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just put 14 now. Bang the link in. Continue. Close that because it's crap. So I want to download is the music. Stupid thing. Don't want the whole track. I just want. Okay, audio cutter online. What do you mean? Not supported. Alright, I download the whole track. I might as well have. I would have done it by now. It's not going to take up much room. Oh, that one's not going to work. At least I can get this in 320 kps. Download to the download folder. Downloaded. Import. Okie dokie. Click the audio. Is that the one? We just want the first few seconds. Give him a nice surprise. If he's not watching this now. Chance it about there. perfect. In fact, I want that coming in. Let's get that there. I struggle with that, wouldn't it? Okay, I'll have to fiddle this. I'll put that there. And then chop that to there. Disable that bit. And extend this bit. So I want that to be 10 seconds. I'll do 9.2. Put the transition back in, which was dissolve in there, and I think we're ready to go. That don't come in. That don't come in that well, does it? Time it better than that. We need to. Why is that not moving now? That's the one I want to move to there, I think. I think that works. Yeah, let's do something nice to that. I'm going to be sneaky. I wonder if I could get away with that. This is going to be taking a chance now, putting Hendrix in here. If we crossfade it, we should be able to get away with that part of it anyway. I want to make that intro pop now to the beat. There's going to be quite a few popping chops, but we can do it. Oh yeah, they're clearly defined in there. Yeah, so we want to do it there, there. What we're going to do on here, but we'll do something. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to put in there. The good thing about it is I now know how to apply the effect and attributes of a certain part of a track to other parts of the track, copy and pasting them without having to do it manually each time. You're welcome, Green Army. You still sticking with us? Or are you off? Are you sticking about? Still learning? There's lots to learn. Loads to learn. Once we finish this intro, then we've got a production. We can go to publication. We can go to publication for sure. Oh, there's something missing here. We should have, I think, a fade in of the. Yeah, we want that fading in. Cross dissolve that into the mix. That's better. Right, I'm just gathering my thoughts on what effect to apply to this text. Maybe I'll just have it popping in, zooming in, or let's see what happens if I put that one in there. I think that might be a bit too, oof, yeah, that's too big. This one, that might do it. Yeah, if we put that in a few times, let's just see what state of affairs it turns it into. I'm not holding my breath for this one. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm struggling to put them in because they're so close, but let's have a look. Let's just put more of them in and see what happens. Let's put a truckload of them in and we shall see what happens. Whoops. Just changing the size of them as well. Oh my goodness. I don't think this is going to work, but that's how I want it to work. But I'm just chucking them in willy-nilly now just to see. Just populating it. Struggling. Let's see what that looks like. I just drag and drop this one, Ron, because it's transitions. You can't copy and paste transitions, you just drag and drop them in. Yeah, what we'll do though, I'll leave that bit as it is, sod it. It's, what we can do is just make that wave like we did with the, was it wave? Can't remember now. No, it was underwater, wasn't it? I always get it muddled up. This bit, we'll have this waving. This is going to be waving too much, I'm going to have to change it. But I like it because it's related to the swimming pool. So we'll change the effect over here so it's not so is it the size or the speed? No, it's the refraction we changed, wasn't it? Let's change that. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Ah, we're done, guys. We are done. We are done. We've created a video together. We've turned something shite into something not so shite. Oh dear. At least we got 5 thumbs up. It took 197 minutes and 26 seconds to get that. Oh, good fun. That's because this channel hasn't got any identity. Let's have a look. Should we take it from the top? Oh, we've got 6. Oh, it's only showing 5 for me on the app. Okay, let's take it from the top. Let's get you positioned. Let's watch a 3-minute production in its entirety. I think we finished it. Okay, we're going to click here. Boom. Turn the volume up a bit. There we go. Right. I just need to bang now all over it. It's all right, Ron, isn't it? So what was that? It's a 3-minute 26-second production, and we probably spent, I don't know, an hour per minute getting it to that. So yeah, and that's without chopping any of the footage out, which it needs a bit of that in a couple of places, but not a great deal at all. It's fine. I'm sure he'd be happy with that. and learn a lot from those. He just needs to now download himself a piece of editing software or two, and he's ready to rock and roll. Right, let's get the logo. Excuse me a minute while the screen's going bright. Looking for the appropriate logo to use, the right size. I'll bang that in. And we've got it now. And we shall reduce that in size considerably. I usually have it over here, don't I? Let's get that logo coming in at the same time. We shall fade it in. Good. Now I just want to put an additional end piece of credits before I forget to plug myself, as you do. Let's do it in a typeface which commands a bit more attention. In fact, the biggest selling font is Vidana, so we're going to use that in bold. Ooh, don't know about that. Oh, we don't want any effects on it. Let's get rid of those. to extend the music out the back as well. What we're doing here is just adding me in to the mix. Some form of acknowledgement. Okay. That's why we had the music over there, and we need it. I think. Why is that faded in? Ah, yeah, we wanted that crossover, didn't we? Yeah. That's right. That doesn't come in as quick as I'd hope. Ooh. Yeah, that didn't work. That needs to come back here. That's fine. Cool. We, gentlemen, have finished and are ready to go to publication. Just finishing off a little bit of rendering. Top there. It's doing it in a speedy fashion because we've already had it rendering throughout the production, editing rather. Yeah, so you can expect this live stream to end shortly, and for that to be live shortly, in addition, for this being live as well as a production from the live stream. So it is now 2:53 AM. My head will be hitting the pillow in 7 minutes or thereabouts. So I wish you all a good evening, good morning, good day, and arrivederci, adios. Bye. See you in the next one. Cheers, Ron. Cheers, Green Army. Cheers, Fidelity. Cheers, Peter Mac, and whoever else I missed. Thanks for popping in, and